Starting off this crochet top, we're first going to grab our yarn. We're going to make a slip knot. This is a category 4 yarn, by the way. We're going to grab our 5mm hook, and we're first going to make the chain that we want the height of our band to be, and I'm just going to make a chain of 3 inches. And once we have our chain, what we're going to do is block off that last chain that we did. Chain up 3, we're going to prepare for a double crochet, and we're going to double crochet into that loop that we blocked off, or the 4th loop from the hook, and then we're going to put 1 double crochet into every loop going back down our chain. And once we put 1 double crochet into every loop that we had, now we're going to work on the width of our work. So we're going to make a chain up of 3, this counts as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work, and for our bottom band we're going to continue using double crochet, but it's going to be double crochet into the back loops. So now that we have our chain up 3, we've worked our way up to the 2nd row. So from here we're going to prepare for a double crochet, and instead of going in through both of these loops, we're just going to be going into the back loop with a double crochet. And then we're going to keep doing this all the way down, and we're actually going to keep doing this for the remainder of the bottom band, but I'll show you guys how to work your way up to the next row one more time, and then I will let you guys have at it. So we just made our way down doing our 2nd row of double crochet, but going into the back loops, and then as you can see we have this ridging, and that's mainly going to be the rest of our bottom band. So just to work our way up to the next row, and pretty much every other row after this, we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, and do the same deal. So insert your hook into that back loop with a double crochet, and then keep doing this all the way down until we get to the end. Chain up 3, yada yada yada, y'all already know what to do. And we're going to keep doing this until we get the length that we need minus 5 inches, because we are going to have some back corset ties. So I just finished up doing my bottom band, and y'all didn't ask, but the length of mine is 18 inches. Remember, I subtracted 5 inches, because remember, we are going to keep that gap for the gap where our tie is going to be, and also for the loops, and we're actually going to start working on the loops right now. So now that we're here, all we're going to do is chain up 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work. We're going to prepare for a double crochet. We're just going to skip 1 loop, insert our hook into the loop after that with a double crochet, and then this is our first loop. Let's do this a couple more times. Chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1, insert your loop into the next one, and then we're going to keep doing this all the way down, and then once we're done with this, we're going to do a row of single crochet on top just to make it more sturdy, but I'll show you guys how to do that when we get there. Once we're done doing our row of net, the last thing that we have to do here is our row of single crochet like I said. So all we're going to do is chain up 1, flip our work, and then we're going to be putting 1 single crochet into every loop that we have going down this row. And once we get to the end, we're going to cut and tie, and then we're going to do the same thing that we did here on the other side. So just a row of net and then row of single crochet. So we just finished up doing our 2nd side of net, and before we cut and tie on this side, all we're going to do is just go in with a row of single crochet going along the top side of our bottom band. So from here we're going to chain up 1, and then we're going to be working into all of these side double crochets, and all we're going to do into those is just put 2 single crochets into each of those side double crochets. So there's 1 and here's 2, and then continue putting 2 single crochet into each side double crochet until we get all the way to the end. Go ahead and cut and tie once when you get there, and then you're going to do the same thing along the other side as well. We just finished up doing our row of single crochet along the top and the bottom portion of this bottom band, and don't mind the stitch marker, this will come into play in a little bit, but not just yet. We're actually going to start working on the cups now. To start off our cup, we're going to grab our yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 5mm hook, and I am going to start off by making a base chain of 2 inches, but I do have a video up on how to make different cups for different sizes, and that'll be linked in the description and also somewhere on the screen. So if you guys need help making different sizes, go ahead and reference that video. Once when I have my chain, I'm going to block off that last chain that I made, do another chain of 3, this counts as a double crochet, prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into that 4th loop that we blocked off with our finger, and then from here we're going to put 1 double crochet into every chain that we have going back down the chain. We got our first row of double crochet done, and now we're just going to do a really quick block of double crochet until we start working on our curved corners. So just to get that block, we're first going to chain up 3. That always counts as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into the next loop with a double crochet. And then we are going to keep doing this until we get a block that goes from right underneath your boob up to mid boob. And I'll meet you back once we have that done. Once we have our little chunk of double crochet, now we're going to start working on the curved corners. So from here, it's actually going to start off the same. So we're just going to chain up 3. This counts as double crochet, flip our work, and then we're going to be putting 1 double crochet into every loop that we have until we get to this last loop. Then we're going to be doing an increase of 5, but I'll meet you back there when we get there. As you can see, we are ready to do our increase of 5. We just have 1 loop left. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert it into that last loop, and put 5 double crochet into that loop. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And our work is starting to turn, which is perfect. Now we're going to start working on these side double crochets that we have. We just got a couple rows of those, and into each of these side double crochets, all we got to do is put 2 double crochets into each of them. So here's 1, into the next we're going to put 2, and then keep doing that all the way down. We just finished up doing our first curved row, and we did an increase of 5 into this corner, and the rest of these rows are going to be kind of the same, but instead of doing an increase of 5, it's going to be an increase of 3. So really quickly, we're going to chain up 3, counts as a double crochet, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, then we're going to put 1 double crochet into every loop going back down until we reach that increase of 5, and then we're going to do an increase of 3 into that 3rd loop, but I'll show you guys how to do that when we get there. So we just reached our increase of 5. As you can see, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to do an increase of 3 into this 3rd loop. So into the next 2 loops, we're just going to be putting 1 double crochet into each, and we've made it to the corner loop that we have, and all we're going to do is increase of 3 double crochet. So put 1, 2, 3 double crochet into that corner loop. And then as you can see, we're starting to curve, work our way back up around this way. So put 1 double crochet into each of these loops going back down. And once when you get to the end, we're going to chain up 3 and make our way back to the increase of 3 that we just did into this row. And it's going to be the same exact thing, but I'm just going to show you guys how to do that one more time. We are working on the next row, and as you guys can see, I already did my chain up of 3 and double crocheted all the way down until we got to our increase of 3 in the previous row. And it's going to be the same thing as the increase of 5 that we did, but instead it's 3. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, put 1 double crochet into that first loop, into that increase of 3 that we have, and then into that middle loop, we're going to do another increase of 3, so 3 double crochet just into that 1 loop. And then once we have that, put 1 double crochet into every loop, going back down our work. Once we reach the end, chain up 3, come back, and then put an increase of 3 into that corner, and then keep going back and forth until you have the size that you guys need. And just as a reference, the base of mine is going to be 5 inches, and the height is going to be 4. And then once when you have one of yours done, go ahead and make a second one. Now that we have both of our cups done, now we can introduce our bottom band now. And now we can take a look at why I have this stitch marker here. And the stitch marker is basically just there to indicate where the middle portion is, and then that's where the corners of these guys are going to meet. Once when you guys have figured out where the middle is, we're going to take 1 cup and put it off to the side, and we're just going to take 1 cup and then we're going to sandwich it on top of the bottom band and then connect it with a slip stitch. The way that we're going to connect it is fairly simple. We're first going to take our hook and then insert it into this cup corner, and then we're going to take our hook and insert it into where our stitch marker is. We can go ahead and take this out now. Then we're going to grab our yarn, make a slip knot with it. We're going to place that onto our hook, and then we're just going to go ahead and pull this through everything that was on our hook. Once we get here, we're going to chain up 1 to secure. And the way that we connect it is just going to be with single crochets. So for this first little bit, we're going to be connecting into one of these side double crochets and also into one of these loops that's in the bottom band. So into the side double crochets, you guys already know the drill. There's going to be 2 single crochets in there. So we're just going to insert a hook into the first side double crochet loop that we have, and then into the next loop that we have into the bottom band, and then we're going to single crochet. We're going to do this a couple more times. We're going to go into the same side double crochet that we just went into, because remember we always put 2 into each of the side double crochets. Then we're going to take a look at the back band. Then we're going to place our hook into the next loop that we have and then single crochet. And then we're going to continue doing this all the way down. Once we reach the end, we're going to cut and tie, and we're going to connect the other cup the same exact way. I went ahead and attached both of my cups, and as you guys can see, I also did this strap. It's mainly just to test it out, but it worked out, so we're going to do it this way. So the first thing that we have to do right before we start actually making the strap is putting this on us. I actually went ahead to make this easier. I went ahead and made my back strap already, and then I just wove it in, put this on, you know, did all that spiel, and then I measured out from the top of this cup up and over my shoulder all the way until I got to the top of this back portion. And the measurement that I have for myself is 17 inches. This is going to be different for every person. But when you guys have your measurement, we're going to set all this aside, and then we're going to get started at the top of this cup corner. In order to start the strap, we're going to insert our hook into this corner. We're going to grab our yarn, make a slip knot, and insert that onto our hook. We're going to pull through, and then we're going to chain up 3 to secure it in, and this counts as a double crochet. And then this all depends on how thick you want your strap to be. I just did 1 inch of double crochet, so I will do that on this side as well. So we're going to prepare for double crochet, insert our hook into that first loop, and we're going to keep doing that until we have 1 inch. And once we have our inch, we're going to chain up 3, and this is going to be exactly like how we did the bottom band. We're going to flip our work, prepare for double crochet, and then we're going to be doing back loop double crochets until we get to the end. And once we get to the end, we're going to chain up 3, that counts as a double crochet, and then do more back loop double crochets. And we're going to keep doing this until our strap is the measurement that we need, and then I'll show you guys how to connect it from there. Once we got our strap all finished, next we're going to connect it to the back. And a really easy way to connect it to the back and make sure that the seams are all facing the same side is that you're going to face it down pretty side out so that the seams are facing up, and then all you're going to do is fold that same side that you're working on over that back half, and then all you're going to do is take your strap and then place it down nicely on top. Make sure that it's not twisted. And then once we have that, we're going to do something that's a little bit funky, but we're going to make sure that these 2 sides are touching, and then all we're going to do is just fold this strap over one more time so that the seam will be on the inside to match all these other seams that we have. Once we folded it over, this is what it should look like. We have our hook connected, and all we're going to do is take our hook and insert that into the corner loop that we have into this bottom band, and we're going to yarn over, pull through, and then we're just going to connect it the same way that we did the cups. So we're just going to insert our hook into the next loop, into the strap, and also into the next loop that we have for the bottom band, and single crochet. Then we're going to do this all the way down. Once we reach the end, we're going to cut and tie. And once when it's all connected, we went ahead and cut and tied. This is what our band should be looking like. And then the last things that we have to do for the band is actually just do a row of single crochet along the outside. And by the outside, I mean the side that our arm is on. And then also going to do a row of ruffles on that same side. So in order to do just the regular row of single crochet, all we're going to do is insert our hook into that same loop that our strap is in, into the bottom band, just to make sure that it's all connected, just like that. Grab our yarn, make a slip knot, and insert that onto our hook. And we're going to pull through. And from here, chain up 1 to secure it, and then we're going to be working into all of these side double crochets. So Y'all know the deal. Go ahead and just put 2 single crochet into each of those side double crochet. And then once we make it to the end, we're going to slip stitch it to the base, and then we're going to start working on our row of ruffles. We have gone around our entire strap with single crochet down our cup, and now we're going to slip stitch into the base just like I said. And we're going to insert our hook into the same loop that our cup is in, so this one right here, with a slip stitch. And then now we're going to start working on our ruffles, and this is all going to be customizable. This depends on what kind of ruffles you want and also how long your strap is. But all we're going to do is chain up 1, flip your work, and for everyone, it doesn't matter your length or what you're going to do to your ruffles, you are going to have to go into the front loops. I know they're not fun, but that's what's going to get our ruffles to pop out instead of sit on our shoulders. So into the front loop, all I'm going to be doing is putting 2 of everything into every single crochet loop that we have. So I'm going to start off doing single crochet and then eventually go up to half double crochets and then get up to double crochets once when it hits the top part of my shoulder, and then going back down my back, it's going to go back down to half double crochets and single crochets. And that's going to be all up to you guys how much you guys want to do, but go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you guys once when we're done. Go ahead and cut and tie when we have that. As y'all can see, I have my strap done and I've woven in that end, and now's the time for you guys to do your second strap. But once when you guys are done, one of the last things that we have to do is this strap that goes right in between the cups. As y'all can see, I already have one of these straps done, and I'm just going to show you guys where to place it. So we're going to take a look at one of our cups and take a look back at our increase of 3 that we did into that last row that we have. And all we're going to do is insert our hook into that middle loop, and then we're going to take our yarn, place that onto our hook, and then we're going to make a chain that's long enough to tie in front of you. And this is just for decoration. This actually has no function, but I'm just going to go ahead and make a very regular chain of 8 inches. And once when you guys have one of yours, go ahead and do the other one for yourself as well. And now that we have that done, the last thing that we have to do, if you didn't already do it, is just make a back strap. That's going to be a regular chain that can weave in and out of our corset back ties that we made for ourselves, and I just made a regular chain of 50 inches. But once when you guys have that, the absolute last thing that you guys have to do is just weave in all of your ends. We've just woven in our ends, and now we have the perfect summer crop top. I can't believe how easy this is to make, and I'm so excited to see how y'all make this your own. If y'all post it, be sure to tag TCDDIY on Instagram and Twitter. If you like this piece or any other piece on the channel, give it a thumbs up. It's right beneath the video. It lets YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a long way to help the channel grow and gain traction. But if you guys didn't like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. But be sure to leave me a comment letting me know why you didn't like it. Or if you have any questions, requests, or if you just want to say what's up, I usually reply pretty quick. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, it's right beneath the video. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a bit more priority for requests, and it goes a long way to help the channel grow so I can keep making all these great videos for you guys. If you're already subscribed, huge thanks to you guys, but please hit that notification bell to know when there's a new upload for you right away. And please share with your crafty friends, every bit helps. Links to the yarn and hooks will be in the description. If you buy something using those links, that also goes towards helping out the channel. Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there as well, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.